Hey, English learners, welcome back to the Easy English Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real life conversations. I am Everlyn.
Yeah, and I am Ken, and today I'm a little bit scared.
Oh, scared already? We just started. What happened?
You haven't, Evelyn. You gave me this idea. Imagine one full day without your phone.
Yes, today's beautiful nightmare.
Exactly. A whole day, 24 hours, no phone, no messages, no scrolling, no checking the time every 2 minutes.
So, when you hear that, what happens in your body? Do you feel calm or do you feel, no, please, anything but that?
Yeah, my thumb started to cry inside when I first heard it.
Because for many of us, the phone is not just a phone anymore.
Yeah, it is our alarm, our calendar, our camera, our music, our maps, our news, our games, our everything.
And our escape.
Yeah, especially our escape.
So think about your normal day. How many times do you touch your phone before lunch?
Be honest, 10 times, 20, 50?
Yeah, sometimes we tell ourselves, I will just check one thing, and somehow that one thing turns into 15 minutes or 50.
And it's not just students. This is happening in so many homes. Dad comes home, throws his keys on the table, sits on the sofa, and boom, phone in his hand.
And the kids are excited. They want to talk about school, show their drawing, but dad is in scroll mode.
Or mom is in scroll mode, or both. 4 people in one room, 4 phones, 4 different worlds.
So maybe you see this in your house, or maybe you are that person on the sofa. And if yes, do not feel bad. You are human. We all do this. Me too. But today we want to ask a simple, fun, and also a little scary question.
Okay, what would really happen if you lived one day without your phone? Would your day be boring? Would it be peaceful? Would you feel lost? Or maybe more alive?
Or would you suddenly start talking to strangers in the elevator because you have nothing to look at? Or would you finally look at the sky instead of the screen? Or would you forget what time it is and eat lunch at 4 p.m.?
So in this episode, we want to walk through that kind of day, a no phone day. Morning, afternoon, evening, all the weird moments, all the quiet moments, all the, oh no, I usually use my phone for this moments.
And we want you to imagine this day with us, not as a big rule or a strict challenge, just as a soft picture in your mind. We're not here to shout, phones are bad. Phones help us a lot.
Yeah, we love our phones too. We just want to see what happens when we put them down for one day.
And don't worry about the English. This is a B1 level episode, so if you are intermediate, it's perfect for you.
And if you are A2, you can still enjoy it. If some parts feel a bit fast, it's okay. You can listen again later. Your brain will understand more each time, so you don't have to catch every single word. Just stay with us. Feel the story. Feel the pictures in your mind.
And if you like learning this way with real conversations and real feelings, please subscribe to the Easy English Podcast and tap like on this episode. It really helps more learners find us.
And in the comments, tell us, would you ever try a no phone day? Just yes or no is fine. Or you can write one sentence about how you think it would feel.
And be honest, if your answer is no way, I love my phone too much, you can write that too. We understand.
Okay, so now imagine this. You go to sleep and you decide tomorrow you will live one day without your phone. You plug it in, put it far from your bed, and close your eyes.
And then the next morning comes. No phone in your hand, no screen in your face. Just you, your thoughts, and your day waiting for you. What happens next?
All right, let's jump in.
Yeah, let's jump in with the morning because that is where the trouble starts for me.
Oh, really? What is your normal morning with your phone like?
Usually my eyes open and my hand moves by itself. I do not even say good morning to myself. I just grab my phone and start checking things.
Yeah, same. I used to be a little obsessed with my notifications in the morning.
Obsessed like your brain cannot stop thinking about something, right?
Exactly. My first thought was not, how do I feel? It was, who wrote to me? Who posted what?
Maybe you know this too. Before water, before breakfast, before anything, it is phone time.
On a no phone day, that moment is very funny and a little painful.
Yeah, what happened to you?
My eyes opened, my hand moved to the bedside table, and then nothing. No phone, just air.
Your hand grabbed the ghost of your phone.
Yes, my brain was like, excuse me, where's our screen?
And you couldn't check the time, right?
Right. Usually I exaggerate and say, I check my phone 1,000 times before breakfast.
Exaggerate means you make something sound bigger than the truth just to show the feeling, right?
Yeah, it's not really 1,000 times, but it feels like that. On this day, I actually had to get out of bed and look at the real clock on the wall.
Wow, old school. A real clock.
I felt like I was living in 1999.
Maybe you also have a clock in your house that you never use because your phone does everything. On a no-phone day, that clock suddenly becomes your best friend.
So, after you survived the first minutes, what did your morning look like?
It was strange. Normally, I sit on the bed and scroll for 10 to 15 minutes. On this day, my hands were free, but my brain was not happy.
Yeah, what did your brain say?
It was like, come on, just one check, just one little video.
The classic just one.
So, without my phone, the quiet felt intense for a few minutes.
Intense, like very strong and heavy, not soft, right?
Yeah, exactly. The silence was loud. I could hear the birds, the cars, even my own breathing. It was almost too much.
Yeah, I feel something similar. I went to the kitchen and made coffee with no phone in my hand. Normally, I scroll while the kettle is boiling.
Let me guess, you usually know more about other people's breakfast than your own.
That is true. On this day, I just watched the water boil and I realized I felt a bit vulnerable.
Vulnerable, like open and easy to hurt, right? Your feelings are close to the surface.
Yeah, I could actually feel my thoughts, my worries, my tiredness. No small screen to cover them.
Maybe you feel this too right now as you listen. When your phone isn't there, your mind suddenly has space, and that space can feel a little scary and very honest at the same time.
Yeah, and for many of you listening, the next hard step would be going outside with no phone. So what about when you left the house? That's a big part for many people.
Oh yes, leaving the house with no phone felt like leaving the house without shoes.
Yeah, you felt like something was missing, right?
Exactly. I kept touching my empty pocket. My brain was like, are you sure? Are you really going outside like this?
Yeah, maybe you do this too when you leave the house. You touch your pockets and think, phone, keys, wallet. On a no phone day, that little check suddenly feels very strange.
In the elevator, it was the hardest. Normally, I look at my phone so I don't feel awkward.
Yeah, the elevator escape screen.
On this day, there was no escape. I just stood there with my face and my thoughts. I looked at the numbers, at the walls, at my own shoes.
Did you talk to anyone?
Not this time, but I did smile at one neighbor and they smiled back. It was small, but it felt real.
Nice. I had a similar moment at the bus stop. Usually, I'm obsessed with my feed there. On my no phone day, I just watched people. A kid playing with a stone, an old man reading a real newspaper. I started to think, wow, there's a whole world outside this little rectangle.
And you were actually in it, not just watching it through a screen.
Yeah, exactly. And now let's talk about work or study time. That part surprised me.
Yeah, how was it different?
Normally, I work for 5 minutes. Then my brain says, just check your phone quickly. It will only take a second.
The classic just a second. We all know that second is a liar.
True. That second turns into 10 minutes and my focus is gone.
So on a no phone day, that second was not possible.
Right. At first, my brain kept asking for it. But after a while, my mind started to calm down. I could sit and do one thing for a longer time.
Yeah, and maybe you will feel this too. Without that small, constant check on your phone, your attention can slowly come back to one thing at a time.
Yeah. Hearing this, I realized my own phone habit was really getting in my own way.
Get in your own way means you stop yourself with your own habits, not other people, right?
Yes, I was blaming time and stress, but actually, my own scrolling was blocking me. And that's good news in a way, because if your own habit gets in your own way, you can also change it.
Exactly. You're not stuck forever.
That's true. Now, let's move to home time, because this is where many families feel the phone problem.
Yeah, this part is close to my heart.
Normally, in many homes, someone comes back from work or from school, and the first thing they touch is not the door, not the kids, not the food, it is the phone.
You see it everywhere. Dad on the sofa scrolling, mom at the table scrolling, kids on the floor scrolling. One living room, 4 different worlds.
Yeah, maybe you see this in your own house or at your friend's place.
And when I saw this in my own life on my no phone day, something small but big happened. I came home and my hand went to my pocket, but there was nothing.
So what did you do?
I actually sat down and looked at my family. My cousin was drawing, my aunt was cooking. We started to talk, simple things. How was your day? What did you learn? Show me your picture.
That sounds really nice.
And I realized there's a funny contradiction here.
Contradiction is when two things do not match, like together but lonely, right?
Yeah, that is it. My phone connects me to people far away, but sometimes it takes me away from the people who are right in front of me.
That sentence hurts a little because it is so true.
Yeah, and maybe you feel this too. You're in the same room with someone you love, but both of you are living in your own phone world.
On a no phone day, that picture can change. Suddenly, eyes meet eyes, not screens.
Yeah, and for me, it really changed later that evening. Something interesting happened to me.
Oh, what happened?
A friend asked me, "So, how's your day going without your phone?"
And what did you say? Did you play it safe?
At first, I wanted to play it safe and say, "Yeah, it's fine, just different."
Play it safe means you choose the easy, safe answer, not the deep, honest one, right?
Exactly. But this time, I stopped for a second and I said something more real.
Yeah?
I said, "Honestly, it's hard. I feel restless. I keep reaching for something that is not there. But I also feel more here, more present."
That's already a big change. When you stop playing it safe with your answers, you start to connect more.
Yeah, and I felt that myself. Later that night, I had a longer talk with someone in my family.
Tell us.
I was sitting at the table, no phones, just tea, and I finally poured my heart out about how tired I felt from always being online.
Pour your heart out means you say all your real feelings and you do not hide, right?
Yes, I told them I felt pressure to answer messages fast, to be fun in chats, to post things, to look like I have it all together.
And how did they react?
They said, "I feel like that too." We laughed, we almost cried. It was simple but deep.
See, sometimes one honest talk with no phones is more powerful than 100 messages.
So after this day, I started to see my phone in a new way.
Yeah. How did your view change?
I saw how hard I was holding on to it.
Hold on to something means you do not want to let it go, even when it is not always good for you, right?
Exactly. My phone was like a safety blanket. I used it when I was bored, sad, nervous, everything. And on my no phone day, that blanket was gone.
Right. At first, I felt cold without it, but then I noticed something else.
What did you notice?
I started to wake up to how loud my phone was in my life.
Wake up to something means you finally see a truth that was there the whole time, right?
Yes, I woke up to the truth that my mind was always half inside the screen. Even when I was with people, even when I was outside, part of me was in the phone world.
That is a big realization. And on a no phone day, you might have your own version of this. Maybe you wake up to how often you check the time, or how many times you open apps without a reason, or how different your family feels when everyone is really there.
And it doesn't mean you must delete everything forever. We are not here to shout rules.
Yeah, it just means you can choose, you can notice, you can change small things.
Yes, maybe for you the first step is simple. No phone at breakfast, or no phone in the bedroom, or one evening a week with airplane mode.
Yeah, and you can try your own mini no phone day or even a no phone half day and see what happens. Notice how you feel. Notice what is hard. Notice what is nice. And maybe little by little, you'll start to write a new story with your phone instead of letting it write your story.
And who knows, you might even find that the best parts of your day are not inside the screen at all, but right in front of you.
Yeah. And before we finish, let's slow down and look at some strong words we used today.
Our little word tour. 10 words from this episode with calm meanings and simple examples.
Yes, you can just listen or repeat after us if you like. No pressure.
All right, let's start. First word, obsessed.
When you are obsessed, your brain cannot stop thinking about something. It's always in your mind. For example, in the morning, I was obsessed with checking my notifications. Or my little brother is obsessed with one game. He talks about it all day. Repeat, obsessed.
Next one is exaggerate. When you exaggerate, you make something sound bigger or stronger than the truth to show the feeling. For example, sometimes I say I checked my phone 1,000 times today. I exaggerate, but it feels like that. Or he exaggerated the story and made it sound more dramatic. Repeat, exaggerate.
Now a feeling word, intense. When something is intense, it is very strong and heavy. It is not soft or light. For example, on my no phone day, the silence in the morning felt intense. Or the movie was so intense that I could not relax. Repeat, intense.
Next, vulnerable. When you feel vulnerable, you feel open and easy to hurt. Your feelings are close to the surface. For example, walking without my phone made me feel vulnerable, like I could not hide. Or she felt vulnerable when she talked about her fears with her friend. Repeat, vulnerable.
Now a thinking word, contradiction. A contradiction is when two things do not match or agree. They cannot both be true in the same way. For example, it is a contradiction that phones connect us, but sometimes make us feel lonely. Or saying I love you but never calling is a contradiction. Repeat, contradiction.
Next, a phrase, play it safe. When you play it safe, you choose the easy, safe option. You don't take a risk. For example, when people ask, how are you? I play it safe and say, I'm fine. Or he played it safe and did not share his real opinion. Repeat, play it safe.
Next, get in your own way. When you get in your own way, you stop yourself with your own habits or thoughts. Other people are not the problem. You are blocking yourself. For example, I wanted to focus, but my phone habit got in my own way. Or she gets in her own way by doubting herself too much. Repeat, get in your own way.
Next, a very emotional phrase, pour your heart out. When you pour your heart out, you share all your real feelings. You don't hide your emotions. For example, with no phones, he poured his heart out about how stressed he felt. Or she poured her heart out in her journal after a hard day. Repeat, pour your heart out.
Next, hold on to something. When you hold on to something, you do not want to let it go, even if it is not good for you anymore. For example, I was holding on to my phone like a safety blanket. Or he still holds on to old messages that make him sad. Repeat, hold on to.
And our last phrase, wake up to something. When you wake up to something, you finally see a truth that was there the whole time. You become aware. For example, after one day without my phone, I woke up to how loud it was in my life. Or she woke up to the fact that she was always comparing herself to others. Repeat, wake up to.
So, those were our 10 words for today's word tour. You do not need to remember all of them perfectly now. Just choose one or two you like and try to use them this week. You can write a sentence in the comments with one of these words or phrases.
And of course, you can always come back, listen again, and wake up to even more meaning the second time. Every time you listen, your brain catches one more word, one more idea, one more feeling.
And if today's episode made you think about your own phone habits, that's already a big step. No pressure, just awareness. You are doing great just by being here, listening and learning in English. We're really proud of you.
All right, we'll let you go and live your real life now, maybe with your phone a little bit further away.
Yes, this is Evelyn.
And this is Ken, and you've been listening to the Easy English Podcast. Bye.